A couple days ago, I put a video up talking a little bit about how, we're seeing Claas, Fendt, we're seeing the tractor dynamics, combine dynamics change in the Corn Belt. And the overwhelming response to that, which I really appreciate all the comments, is pretty interesting stuff. The overwhelming majority said service is what makes the difference. Service and parts. And I was a little bit surprised by that, only because a friend of mine who's since passed away, he is a pretty good sized farmer. His philosophy was, and he'd say it like this, he goes, I can get bad service anywhere, just give me price. And the reason he said that was, like I said, he was a pretty good sized farm, and everybody knocked on his door. Everybody want his business, and service was the difference, and service is what they were all about, and they're gonna take care of him, and it was always crap. So he just got to the point of expecting bad service, so just give him price. So having said that, and I appreciate that, and you guys, there's no question, you're right, because if you got that big piece of equipment and you can't move, my sprayer, I had an issue here a little over a year ago. I called the green dealer where I got it from, and they're like, oh, we can't get to you for 2 weeks. Well, screw you. So having said that, the question though that I have for you regarding service, and this relates to a couple things, but number one, in my area, I've kind of seen the specialization of service be a pretty big benefit. So I try to be the planter guy in my area for my customers. You run a precision monitor, I try to be the planter guy that knows what's going on, can answer my phone, and get you moving as quickly as possible. My sprayer, I've hooked up with a repair guy out of Monroe, trained through Green, doesn't work for Green, has a service truck. He's my sprayer guy. Something happens, I call him a sprayer guy. And, whereas Green said they couldn't get to me for 2 weeks, he said I might not have you fixed in 24 hours, but he goes, we'll be to you as soon as possible, usually within 24 hours. And from my perspective, I'm not spraying 80,000 acres. So as long as I know someone's trying, that's cool. I got a friend of mine who is not in the OEM business side of things anymore, but for a lot of people, he's their combine guy. He's got more hours behind the wheel of a combine than anybody I know. He knows more. Green used to call him up and say, what do you think? What should we do? How should we look at this? He's the combine guy for most people in this area. So they appreciate that specialization instead of trying to have to call Jim Bob, who was trained in lawnmowers and hay binds, and now he's trying to figure out your corn planter, right? Having said that, as you look at the service that you need, we're all fixing as much as we can by ourselves, as I have my old 4320 that we're putting together here, trying to do it all by myself. I don't want to write a check. When you do have to call for service, it's getting mighty expensive. I'm hearing in the 180s to 230 an hour for service calls from OEM dealers in this northern central Illinois area, southern Wisconsin. And I don't blame them, because to find a competent human, to train him, to retain him, workers' comp, the auto insurance, the fuel card, the phone, the personal days, the sick days, the vacation, it's crazy, especially where I'm at. You go a half hour east of here, I've had guys tell me that iron workers are getting $60 to $80 an hour plus $60 to $80 in benefits. Now, iron worker work is not easy. They're earning that money. But why would you put up with a farmer standing there staring at you, waiting for you to fix their combine, or the service manager up your keister because you're not moving fast enough for whatever it is they're making, when you could go in there and make $160 an hour wage and benefits and have your weekends off? Why would you? Well, that's how we got to where we are today. So when it comes to service, are you of the mindset of, I don't want to pay for anything until I absolutely positively need it, and then I'll just pay whatever it costs and get me going again? Or are you more of the service contract extended warranty? One thing that I've had a lot of luck with, honestly, is getting guys to start talking about service contracts, extended warranties, and pre-season health checks, run-throughs, complete, ready to rock and roll. Because I've had too many people call. I had one guy call me, and he's like, I can't plant. All right, why? Well, I don't know, I can't plant. I'm in the corner of the field ready to go. I said, really? You hooked onto your planter, filled it with seed, filled it with fertilizer, drove to the field, opened up, backed into the corner without checking to see if it works? His GPS wasn't talking to him. I'm like, seriously, nobody has time for that. But nobody wants to pay for it either. And I've got farmers up in this area that still think they're milking 70 cows in 1983. They're not gonna pay anything to anybody for anything, no matter what. And if they have to call someone to fix something, they want it for free, because you don't understand how hard it is. Well, that world's gone too. Nobody can afford to work for free. So where's that balance? And does that extended warranty service contract to kind of lock you in priority service, does that appeal to you? Or are you of the opinion of, I don't want to see you or hear for you or pay for anything until I absolutely positively have to, and then I just figure I'm going to take it in the shorts anyhow? So with that, let me know where you're at. Let me know what you think. And how does that affect your next purchase? I just left one farm. He's got a combine. He's thinking about maybe changing colors. But if he can keep getting parts and service with where he's at, he wants to stay, because it's the devil he knows, right? So let me know what you think. We'll try to figure all this out. Appreciate it.